This is Edo Executive Platform, a program that is designed to bring to bear the policies and programs of Edo State government under the leadership of Mr. Godwin Obaseki. It will also provide accurate information about the developmental strides of the government in all the sectors of the state. As the program unfolds, it will afford Edo people and of course residents in the state the opportunity to air their views and also contribute to the development conversation.
I will commit myself to them, and I'll use every ounce of strength that God has given me to work for my people of Edo State.
My name is Habiba Oyege Oyarekwa. Hello and welcome to Edo Executive Platform. Today we'll have a big fish. He's a former majority leader, a former minority leader, a former NANS president, student union activist who graduated to become a political activist. He's a sportsman and a great footballer, and also an ardent golfer who has been very supportive of the Benin Club golf section. He represents the youth in government. He's fondly referred to as the son of the Omonobanedu Ukoakbolokbolo, the Oba of Benin, Oba Ewaye II. And of course, he is a dependable and generous leader, the Deputy Governor of Edo State, Right Honorable Philip Shaibu. Sir, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
My name is Habiba Oyege Oyarekwa. Now, sir, this government has done little over 1 year in office, within which a number of strides have been recorded. In your opinion, what has been the most overreaching policy direction this administration has pursued?
Well, there are many of them, but the one that is particularly there to us and to me is law and order. Because without law and order, every other thing we want to do cannot be done. Because when you have an environment where everything is scattered, no matter what you do, it is not seen. So I think one of the greatest is law and order. And obviously, with the law and order already achieved, you can see that there is a lot of progress we have made in terms of infrastructure. So I think one of the greatest things we've done so far now is providing law and order.
And of course, we Edolites, we can go to sleep with our 2 eyes closed. Okay. Now, this is a 3-part question. You have this uncanny affinity for sports. What sport is?
Well, I'm a sportsman. I'm a sportsman, and Mr. Governor also is a sportsman, and Mr. Governor put a high premium on sports, just like he put premium on the economy of our state. So, and he asked that I should oversee sports. And asking me to oversee sports, obviously as a sportsman, I played it at the level of professionalism, putting that into play, and also understanding what players feel, how managers of clubs can mismanage clubs, how players feel when they are not doing the right thing, and putting my little experience as a professional footballer before, I'm able to, with the guidance and guidelines that have been set for sport in Edo by Mr. Governor, it's obvious that my duty is just to monitor and put that I've learned when I was actively involved in sport into play. First, insurance is back to life. And I'm very excited each time I go to the stadium and I see those old men, not even the youth, the old men coming in their walking stick, coming to stadium again to watch their darling team, Bender Insurance. And for us, the youth, excited that national events are taking place again in our state, watching our national team play in our own stadium. So it's recruiting that love for sport back and reducing the number of viewers glued to their TV to watch Premier League. Now people are coming back to the stadium. So I think beyond creating jobs, bringing insurance back to life, it also helps to entertain and reduce stress of our people. Because when you go to stadium to watch this game and you enjoy beautiful football, it's hard to your good health. It will reduce stress and give you. So we are also taking care of your mental stability. So there are a lot of things that are involved. Using sport to create jobs, increasing the economic base, because each time there is football, there is small commerce that takes place. That small commerce, when you quantify it in the economy, you see what is going into the economy.
And even our hotels are booked.
And our hotels are booked. The tourism thing is being looked into. And you see, at the end of the day, when you go to watch this game, when you have this club play here, the hotels are booked, consumption tax is there, employment is there, commerce is thriving, then your health benefits that you make yourself available to even watch it, your mental stability is also taken care of, and it relaxes you. So, and that is why Mr. Governor has insisted that we put everything possible to make sure beyond football, other sports are also brought to the level we are taking insurance. Why is that? When you check the multiplier effect of having insurance to play and be active, and insurance is doing well, and we bring back Edo League to Edo State, the implication is that when Edo League starts, possibly every local government will have a team. And when every local government have a team, calculate the number of players every team must have in line with the professional league rules. 35 players, minimum of 30. Backroom staffs, when you calculate the number that will come from the backroom staff, times 30 times 18 local government, backroom staff about 16, then indirect jobs that it will create over 50. When you just zero it on 100 per club times 18, that is already 1,800 employment that it has generated. And when you put it to other indirect jobs, formal and informal sector that will benefit from this club existence, some people will send the merchandise, some people will sell the jersey. Sports shops will wake up in every local government again. So you discover it's a whole, football is business. Sport generally is business. So we are now using insurance as a brand to showcase what is going to happen in Edo State. Mr. Governor is key to bring back Ogbeha Court. The long tennis Ogbeha Court is key about bringing it back. The swimming pool, Mr. Governor is already working on getting our swimmers to come back to life and walk. We are also looking at our geographical locations, and we're also looking at each local government asset. The riverine, we cannot say we cannot win medals when we have the riverine in Edo. We cannot say we cannot win gold medals when we have Edo North in long distance race. We cannot say we cannot play hockey when Edo North is there. We can't say we can't do gymnastics. We can't do short and long distance race. We cannot play volleyball when Edo Central is there. They can convert their cultural gift of Igbobonai to gymnastics.
That's true.
You understand? So we have a lot of Edo South. We can't say you have an Edo South, we can't have swimmers. You can't have boxers. The Okoro Dudus, where are they again? You understand? So we have David, all of them. Where are they? We can have more of them. So we are looking beyond football. Football now, we are using it just a sign to tell you of what is coming. Our people will say something, you tell the man that food is coming. So we are just using Bender Insurance to tell Edo people that sport is coming back alive. What you have seen now in the national team playing in Edo is just a sign of more teams to come. Very soon, already the ESCO have approved the complete renovation and upgrading of Samuel Ogomodia Stadium. And the implication of that is that, like Mr. Governor is already planning, a lot of national tournaments will be held here. And also, Mr. Governor has also approved that we have 20 mini stadium across the 18 local governments. That one has dual purpose. We are catching them young from the primary and secondary school. We are bringing back Principal Cup. We are bringing back Governor's Cup. We are bringing out different tournaments back. And all these ones, we engage our youth. And what is key is that it will generate employment, and it will also boost the economic activity in those local governments. So industrialization is key to our administration, but also beyond industrialization, there are other sectors like tourism, entertainment, and sport that we are also looking at. It's all a package. Yeah, I want to hurry slowly. And why we need to hurry slowly is that the neglect in sporting activity in the state is to a level that we need to bring it to that to a level where we can now start moving to other major sectors. Golfing, for instance, is one sport that we have to take serious note of, and also find a basics to get young ones involved because of its importance. But you discover that first we must start from where we can reach the people first, and reaching the young ones first. Athletics is one of them. Volleyball is one of them. Basketball is one of them. And long tennis is one of them. Football is a natural thing that even a child that is crawling today, he sees a ball, he knows that he has to hit it. So football is part of it. By the time we are done with this, we have golf, we have chess. All these games must come back. So, and that is why Mr. Governor recently had to constitute a committee, and he made me the chairman to draft, to work on a bill that is already before the House of Assembly to have a sport commission. The sports commission will be saddled with the responsibility of this blueprint and to marshal and make sure they put them into effect. Because when you hurry into doing everything at once, the tendency of missing it is there. So we have to take it step by step, because we have a whole host of activity to boost our economy. And so everything must be properly itemized and have a program for each of them, so that at the end of the day, we know where we are at a particular time and when we need to move to the next one at a particular time. So all that schedule is already thing we have already worked on, and it's starting with the Sport Commission.
All right. If you're just joining us, this is Edo Executive Platform. When we come back, we shall be taking a look at the IGR and, of course, the Primary Healthcare Center. Please stay with us.
I will commit myself to them, and I'll use every ounce of strength that God has given me to work for my people of Edo State.
Get a lot, God do it. God do it, no, na God do it, no, na God do it, no.
They don't get a lot, oh. Our digital governor, Godwin Obaseki, don't bring plenty brand new buses for Edo State. Consider Kule, go anywhere in comfort and jollimentation. For Edo Intracity bus, where everybody they call Comrade bus, the people's bus. For Edo Intracity bus, you not go pay the money for inside the bus, oh, but you go buy rechargeable card for 300 naira only. Inside the e-card, you'll get 150 naira, and you go to recharge them with any amount as many times as you like. But you not throw away the e-card, oh. You will buy this card for any of our ECTS office, for Ring Road, oh, New Bini, all of our major terminals, or inside the bus backpack. Just put the card for inside the machine for the bus. Magam, you don't pay with that.
Okay, them talk for school children are free. Stay for line as you they enter ECTS bus. Not throw away the or nyama anywhere.
Don't forget to buy your ECTS bus card, oh, because now cashless service now. Edo Intracity bus service, bringing comfort back to transportation.
God do it.
You're welcome back, and we're still chatting with Right Honorable Philip Shaibu, the Deputy Governor of Edo State. Now, Your Excellency, sir, some people are of the opinion that the Obaseki's administration is not doing very well. We don't know their reasons for saying that, but if you were to engage them one-on-one, what would you say to them?
Yeah, everybody has his own opinion, and everybody also have freedom to express himself. And what thing that shaping our reasoning is when we don't have information. But when you have information, you'll be shocked that the man that said no yesterday will start saying yes today, because he now have information to make him realize that that no was as a result of not having sufficient information. So everybody have that right. But the truth is, what did we set to achieve from the beginning? During the electioneering, we made promises. And what was the major promise that we made? They were just, I will categorize them into two. First was to consolidate on the gains of Comrade Adams Aliyu Oshomole-led administration. What was those gains? He brought Edo State from the pit to a foundation level. What foundation? Infrastructure, roads, schools, Red Roof Revolution, expansion of our roads, driving the rural sector through roads to make sure that rural-urban migration is reduced, creating those facilities to those areas. What is our own task now? Consolidating on the gain of the last admission means that we must continue with construction of roads. Are we doing that? Yes. We have even gone beyond construction of road. We are now doing experiment to check which one is cheaper, which one can last longer. Recently, you saw Navy Street.
Yes.
We experimented the cement road construction in Navy Street. And if you check across the GRA, there has been a major problem in GRA. Why? The issue of drainage. When you tar the road, after 4 second rain, it washes off. So every day, every 2-3 months, you must go back to do. If you check what we are doing presently, we are adding both the conventional way of construction of roads, and we are doing the cement method in area where those roads have been failing. And there are a lot of them that we have done. And we don't make noise about it. We allow the people to see. They complain, and the following morning, the work is done. And that is where the issue of wait and see came in, because Mr. Governor asked that we adopt a situation where we get feedback from the people from what we are doing, and let them be the ones saying it, not we saying what we are doing. And that is why the Edo people now gave us wait and see administration. Road, yes, we have done. We are doing that. Schools, those ones are given. What is it that we are doing differently beyond the method we are constructing road now? We said we are consolidating on the gains. Yes, Oshomole built roads to villages, to all parts of Edo State. What were those roads meant for? You remember in this state, once upon a time, they said Oshomole was building road to nowhere, to inside bush. And where people are living, they just leave the people area, they are building road to inside bush. Now, that bush that they didn't know what the bush meant is what we are doing differently now. We are converting those roads to an economic opportunity. The agricultural sector, that is where the hope of Edo State is in terms of agric. Those roads that were constructed to nowhere. So now we are taking advantage to expand the economy of those areas. Industries are coming. Gele Port is real. Gele Port is real. It is not a fluke. MOU have been signed. Impact analysis have been done. Is it in the industrial park? It's real. It's been sold out.
Now, what's the level of work at the industrial park?
It's been sold out. And what we're talking about now is the power sector taking advantage of the gas. Because before that industrial park was designed, Mr. Governor was clear on what he wanted and what we should do. Because we discovered that the major problem of this country is power. And many industries have left because of power. And Edo State have an advantage, gas. So that industrial park is just in the mouth of gas. So the power sector and coal company are there to just tap from the gas and just connect to the people. So at the end of the day, you are not starting an industrial park that will be for a short time. You are starting an industrial park that have come to stay, because what will energize it is power, and the power is just there, and the gas is in abundance. So that is why it is sold out. So in the next few years, you will see an Edo State that is not only an Edo. We used to say we want to be close to Lagos. We are seeing an Edo State that in a few years' time, it will surpass Lagos in terms of everything, in terms of the economy, in terms of self-sufficiency, because we want to be self-sufficient. We don't want to every month we are adding Abuja handout to our own internal generated revenue to be able to meet up our projection. No, we want to be able to sit down, just like Lagos is doing now.
Yes.
With our Abuja revenue, we can plan with our own internally generated revenue and do everything about Edo State. Abuja money will just be an additional, just like normal grant that you get from donors organization. So that is the level Mr. Governor is driving our economy, and that is why we don't want to overburden our people with tax. So in doing that, you must open up the economy. And when the economy is open, you are not overburdened by tax. More people are into the tax net. More income is coming to the state. Unemployment is becoming history, because from day one, when we came into power in 2008, where Mr. Governor now was the chairman of the economic team, one thing that was clear that we wanted to achieve, we said this, that we want to make poverty history. And at that time, we were on a rescue mission. Now we're on a consolidation from the rescue mission that embarked in 2008. So for us, we've done well in terms of what we want to achieve. We promised 200,000 jobs, and we are already creating that in the area of agriculture. We are already creating that in the area of SMEs. So we are already creating those jobs. And I can assure you that with the Edo job policies that we have put in place, and with the network of people that we have done, and with the training we have done so far, and with the industries and companies that are coming, the off-takers arrangement and the agripreneurs arrangement we are doing, we are already seeing ourselves surpassing 200,000 jobs in the next 2 years.
Now, you know, women, we love shopping. Most times we have to drive all the way down to Warri or Asaba to go to ShopRite. When is ShopRite coming to Benin?
Yeah, it's already here. ShopRite is already here. All the necessary documents and all the necessary feasibility studies are already been done. So very soon, you don't need to go to Warri or Asaba to enjoy that ambience of a well ventilated, well spacious shopping mall.
Thank you very much, sir.
That is why we told Edo people that we needed somebody that have experience in terms of private sector and public sector. And we are excited that we have a governor that is bringing that experience that he had as in the private sector into governance. And that experience, he had worked with people to achieve those experiences. And those people are ready. They see him as their own, and they see Edo State as a case study where they must succeed. So, and he is tapping into that, and he's bringing those connections to Edo State. And that is why things are getting very easy for us to get these companies to Edo, because they have, for a company to go to your state, they must have confidence in your leadership and trust. So they trust Mr. Governor, and they trust in his leadership, and they know him for over 32 years. And that is why it's easy for them to come to Edo State and make Edo State the next destination.
Routine immunization is the regular immunization given at the health centers to children who are below 1 year of age. The negative news that vaccination is targeted at reducing the population of our people is not correct. As governor, I have the responsibility to protect the lives of the people of Edo State. So I am appealing to you to immunize your children. Parents and caregivers, please take your children who are under 1 year of age to the nearest health center. I also join other stakeholders on immunization in Edo State and in Nigeria at large to assure you that immunization is good, safe, and not harmful. Immunize your child today for a greater tomorrow. I am your Governor, Godwin Obaseki-led.
Brings us to the issue of IGR, which we are hearing has increased to 150 million naira monthly. Now, what was it before you came in, and how have you been able to do this?
Yeah, Mr. Governor was also clear about the issues of the local government, and during our campaign, each time Oshomole then say we are not owing workers' salary and we are not owing pensioners, the following day you see people in their black attires coming out to say they are being owed. And when we went through our campaigns, some of them were still coming to our campaigns to say they have not been paid. And when we looked down, I said, no, but state is not owing. And it is true, state was not owing. We now discovered that it was the local government, and that the local government administration actually has failed our people, and the workers were being owned, pensioners were being owned. And when we came on board, the first thing Mr. Governor did was that he was the chairman of the economic team that reordered the revenue system in the state. And he asked that the same technology that we use in actualizing in the state should be deployed to the local government. And it made me the chairman to drive that process. And that is the same technology we've doing. What we have just done simply is to ask for their bits, that the existing bits, we have not even expanded. The existing bits, we just took it, dusted it, blocked the loopholes, create law and order, make the conventional way of collection history, make them train these ones, the same people train them to modern way of collecting revenue, brought in the technology, and from 29 million, we hit 150 million in 4 months of the takeoff of the program. And as we are moving already, Mr. Governor has given us a target. And that target is to make sure that we get to 500 million. And it is possible. Why it's possible is that we are not still breaking new grants. We just want to first consolidate on where funds, the area where they have been collecting this revenue. Because what has happened in the past is that these bits were ceded to individuals. And this money go to those individual pockets and they pay peanuts to government. Now, those ones are history. We had to deploy these same people, but now rebranded and trained on new modern way of collecting revenue. And that is what we have gotten that significant increase. But there are still a lot of work to be done, because there are certain people that still refuse to change. And we are identifying them, and as we identify them, we are dealing with the issues, and very soon we'll have a perfect system or near perfect system that will actually boost revenue in the local government, because the local government system is one system that must work. If you get it right at the local government, you have solved the problem of the state, you have solved the problem of the country. Because if there's no state man, there is no federal man, but there is a local government man. Everybody comes from the local government. And if you take care of the local government, obviously, the issue of the state, if not fully solved, is 60% solved. Because all of us reside in our local government. So we are speaking now, and I'm in a local government, Oredo. If Oredo is doing well, obviously the state is doing well. So that is the vision of Mr. Governor. He feels that we must start everything we must do, both communication, both development, both policy trusts, everything must start from the bottom up. And when we adopt that bottom up approach in everything that we do, it means that while we are saying we are not owing salary at the state, it means we are not owing salary at the local government. So that is the driving force that have made this different.
Okay. Now, some people are still saying that unemployment is still rearing its ugly head. Now, they want to know what progress the initiative geared towards addressing this menace.
Yeah, unemployment is a menace that was neglected for too long. And You know, they say prevention is always better than cure, but when the illness comes, to deal with it, you need combined medicine and prayers to deal with it. And that is the situation that we are today. So now we are combining it with prayers and also bringing our intellectual ability to know how to control it. But why the prayer is that everything we do here cannot be separated from the local government and cannot be separated from the federal. So, but when we have a system that is all working and is holistic, then it's easy to deal with it. This problem of unemployment is just like destroying a building and building a building. You know, it takes a lot of time to build, but to destroy is very easy. And it also can be lacking to, if you don't take time in dealing with what created unemployment, and you just want to face unemployment without checking the roots of what created is a problem. Now we know that Edo State for too long was left as a civil service state. And because it was left as a civil service state and issue of taxes were not necessary, they were ceded to individuals. If you are close to the power that be, he'll give you bits to handle. And if you are a father or uncle or godfather of the governor, you can take the revenue of the state and put in your pocket. That was what created the unemployment situation that we have today, where only civil service you can get job. Now that is of the past. Now we are making Edo State an industrial hub. And that industrial hub that we are making it is that is why we made a job creation one of the major priority issue. And you cannot create job when there are no industries, and that's why we are bringing industries. So for now, we are faring well because the statistics is already showing a decline in unemployment and a little rise. The rise is not significant because of the bulk of unemployed youth on the street, and now we are gradually moving there. But another thing we are doing that is making the ladder a little bit slow as we climb is the mindset. And this mindset has to do with the system that made us so lazy that all of us now believe that we can get rich overnight. And the system makes us so lazy to the extent that we, the young one, the youth, just believe that we just need to pre-sing and handouts will follow. So it has reduced us to a level of handout that we now become handout compliant. So we are now beyond doing our own part as a government to create the jobs. We are also going through public awareness to refocus and reorient our people towards a new focus of having your two hands to work for you. So, but first, you cannot tell them they must use their two hands without you creating it. And that is why we took the first step of all this initiative, having the Gele port, having the industrial park. BOA is already working. Dangote is starting very soon. You understand? The fertilizer company is on. The Thai ceramic is there. Presco is increasing, is expanding. So we are getting all this in. And we discovered that for more industry to come, like I said earlier, we must have the power sector fixed. We've signed MOU with Siemens, and we have also decided that our youth must be skilled. Must be skilled. And that is why the Benin Technical School is a priority. And there are other educational institutes that are coming on, so that this training and retraining and refocusing of our youth and our people will make them take advantage of these facilities. And when they take advantage of these facilities, they will be employer of labor. Because when you say you want to create job, many people mistake creation of job to civil service job. No. No, government business is to make the environment enabling for private sector to come and drive the process. And when the private sector drives the economic process, you discover that it is easier to reduce unemployment. Yeah, because truly, those economy that we are trying to be like is a private sector driven economy. Those Europe and America that we run to is a private sector driven economy. But the problem we have had in this country is that we have not had leadership that can create the enabling environment for this private sector to strive. And that is what we are doing in Edo State. And that is why we have Mr. Governor bringing that knowledge of his private sector success. And all of us combining together with him, we are now making it a private sector driven an economy where government will provide the enabling environment and for the young ones to also do. And that is why we're also very key about the SMEs, because we will not only fight for industrialization, the big companies, but the middle ones are also critical. They are those ones that we feed those big companies. And that is why young entrepreneurs, we are encouraging them and we are creating them and we are supporting them to be self-sufficient. And as much as we encourage many of them, the more we have more job opportunity, and we are reducing that unemployment and we are increasing employment level in our state. We are tracking and we are taking stock of jobs that have already been created, both formal and informal sector. And I can tell you the statistics is not very bad. It's very, very good. We systematically, as we assess every quarter, we are seeing progress. And very soon, when we get to that particular ladder we want to get to, people will now see a more holistic statistics of the numbers. The numbers are encouraging as I speak.
All right. If you're just joining us, this is Edo Executive Platform. Please stay with us.
Routine immunization is the regular immunization given at the health centers to children who are below 1 year of age. The negative news that vaccination is targeted at reducing the population of our people is not correct. As governor, I have the responsibility to protect the lives of the people of Edo State. So I am appealing to you to immunize your children. Parents and caregivers, please take your children who are under 1 year of age to the nearest health center. I also join other stakeholders on immunization in Edo State and in Nigeria at large to assure you that immunization is good, safe, and not harmful. Immunize your child today for a greater tomorrow. I am your Governor, Godwin Obaseki-led.
I don't get a lot, God do it. God do it, no, nah, God do it, no, nah, God do it, no.
They don't get a lot, oh. Our digital governor, Governor Obaseki, don't bring plenty brand new buses for Edo State. Consider Kule, go anywhere in comfort and jollimentation for Edo Intracity bus, where everybody they call Comrade bus, the people's bus. For Edo Intracity bus, you not go pay the money for inside the bus, oh, but you go buy rechargeable card for 300 naira only. Inside the e-card, you'll get 150 naira, and you go to recharge them with any amount as many times as you like. Make you not throw away the e-card, oh. You will buy this card for any of our ECTS office, for Ring Road, oh, New Bini, all of our major terminals, or inside the bus backpack. Just put the card for inside the machine for the bus. Magam, you don't pay with that.
Okay, them talk am. For school children are free o. Stay for line as we dey enter ECTS bus. No throw away the or nyama anywhere.
Don't forget to buy your ECTS bus card, oh, because now cashless service now. Edo Intracity bus service, bringing comfort back to transportation.
God do it.
Immunization remains the surest way to prevent most childhood killer diseases. Allow your children to be immunized. Parents, caregivers, take your children under 1 year of age to the nearest health center. Again, I join the stakeholders on immunization in Edo State and Nigeria at large to inform you that immunization is good, safe, and not harmful at all. Immunize your child today for a greater tomorrow.
You're welcome back, and we're still chatting with Right Honorable Philip Shaibu, the Deputy Governor of Edo State. Now, Your Excellency, sir, the state has had a deluge of indigents returned from slave camps in Libya, Tripoli, who were victims of human trafficking. What is the state government's intervention plan to halt this ugly trend? Because we still believe that for most of them, they said it is unemployment that made them travel out.
Yeah, I will agree that unemployment is one of the major, unemployment and poverty is one of the major reasons for many of our young ones and even adults leaving the country. I would say maybe about 60 to 70% of them is as a result of unemployment and poverty. While some, the remaining 30%, I could totally disagree, because I have somebody that was a bank manager, he sold everything and he took off. 20 years later, he's back to Nigeria to start afresh. So there are, but majority of them is as a result of poverty, and some of them, when I listen to them, you see that it's all about poverty, hustling to break the poverty level in a family. So it's pathetic, but what we are doing as a government is we are receiving them back, first giving them reorientation, and at the same time getting them to be involved in one SMA or one training program or the other, where they can bring that energy back to life and work with their hands. That is what we are doing presently. And also, like we say, government is not against migration, but we are against illegal migration. So what we are doing now, which include the Benin Technical College is key, and other technical and vocational study centers are key to this administration, is that we want to have an Edo skill-based youth data, where every youth that gets out of school in Edo State, or any youth that go through any training program in Edo State, skill training program in Edo State, is becoming a hot cake in the labor market. So from there, if you want to go to Lagos, you want to go to anywhere to seek for job, you want to go to outside the country to seek for job, we are tracking you, and you can seek for those jobs, and you are called to come and work there. And you are there as a legal migrant, and you have something to do there. We are not against you going abroad, but we are against you going to abroad through the negative way. Get your skill. Be armed with your skill. Nurses are needed outside the country more than even we need them in Nigeria. A lot of countries are looking for nurses. A lot of companies are looking for electricians. They are looking for different skills. You name it. So what we are doing now is to get them these skills, let them be armed with their skill, and when they want to travel, they travel legally. So those that have gone illegally, that have been repatriated, we are repositioning them, we are training them, giving them required skills. Some of them already have skills. We are brushing them up to have them do the needful.
Okay. Now, we heard that Edo State was ranked third position in the child immunization program nationwide. And we are also aware that the state government has as one of its priorities the provision of primary health care. Now, what informed this, and how are the people going to benefit from this program?
Yeah, the primary health care is one of Mr. Governor's cardinal pillars that we have in this government, and what area we want to achieve great success. Because according to Mr. Governor, if you take care of the primary healthcare system, you are as good as taking care of 60% of health issues in the state, if not 70%. If not 70%. Why is that? When you deal with the issues at that level, they cannot become secondary issues. And that is why it's one of the cardinal pillars that we are standing on, things we need to achieve. And that is why Mr. Governor asked that I chair the immunization committee and all other sector. For instance, look at the mosquito net. Before we came on board, the last exercise recorded less than 20% success. This last one, with Mr. Governor doggedness and with his focus and he was able to get us to drive the process to the level that our own statistics as a state was 92%. World Health Organization, WHO, statistics was 82%. So you can imagine if we can get 82. We prefer to use the World Health Organization statistics, which gave us, as a benchmark, which gave us 82%, as against less than 20% success. And the thing is, we need to get to our children, because the hope of any family is to see his child healthy and see it grow to be able to take care of you at your old age. The purpose of having children is, when I am old, I should have somebody that will take care of me. That is a major thing. So when that child is not healthy, it's a problem for any family. And that is why the issue of immunization is key to this administration, because we need to deal with it from their infant. And that we are doing. And what we just did differently is, Mr. Governor is always care about training and retraining. We just retrain our staff and get some people to join them, and we monitor, and we have facility. Mr. Governor provided the facility for them to do their work, and that is what we have done differently. And at the end of the day, our workers are able to reach every family, at least 80 to 85% of the families in Edo State, to be able to immunize. And there's one thing Mr. Governor introduced that was novel, and the national are already buying into it. We have our own state immunization day, where Mr. Governor and his principal officer have to make calls, because we have records of those that are defaulting in following the lay down. You are supposed to go visit your health center or hospital 5 times for your immunization. So, and there are cards and records. So we follow up the records now, and we discovered that some of them have not gone to take the next stage. So what Edo Day immunization was mainly concerned about is to call those people to come and take their vaccination for their children. And we did it. It was hosted in Ego and across the local government. And you will be shocked that...
Who did the calling?
Mr. Governor made calls, his wife made calls, I made calls, SSG made calls, all the local government in the state, the leadership in all the local government did so call. So when you check the numbers that we did in that 1 week of program, there were about 182,000 calls that were made. And out of these 182,000 calls that were made, about 96,000 came for that immunization. That is a huge number.
Imagine somebody calling your phone and the person says, I'm the
I'm
governor.
the governor.
You definitely will not believe
You understand?
me.
So you can imagine that number, and when you see that statistics, that means 92,000 children were immunized through that system.
Some could even be twins or triplets.
You understand? And the implication of that is that we are now having a more healthy young ones that are coming up. And that awareness went. And I can tell you, from the red buttons, we were at the yellow. From the yellow now, the buttons are more green now. And we have more of the green buttons. Now, no more red. We still have some yellows, but no red. As by the time we started, it was yellow and red that were dominant in the table chart. When you have red, that means it is bad. When you have yellow performance, that means you are on the average. When you have green, that means you have passed. Now we have few yellows, more green, no red. That is the level we are going. And those statistics are what is used to assess your level of performance in terms of immunization and in terms of health assessment of the local government and the rural area. Majority of these things are rural based. And for instance, this year's measles immunization campaign, we started it since. And I will take this opportunity to thank Omonoba for his fathering role and for being there for us. He's our father, and he continues to remain our father, and he's doing his role as a father very, very well. He graciously granted us permission to come and see him, to come and talk to the Inigates in his palace, and all by himself. By himself, he also helped to pass the message to Edo people and the whole country, which very soon you will see on air. And that, the implication of that royal blessing is that the international community knows that Edo is now leading in terms of healthcare system, because it's never done. Only one traditional ruler have done that before, and that is the Sultan of Sokoto. The next person now is my own father, the Oba of Benin. So, and that is the level we are taking the healthcare system. We are not leaving any stone untouched. And that message is going very far. It's like a cutlass, a very sharp cutlass. It's sharp, going deep down to our people. And we are excited about it because we are building a healthy Edo State. And a healthy Edo State is the only way we can achieve this economic growth.
All right. Now, you are a graduate of South Downer Memorial College. What was it you took out of that college that has imparted on you, that you may still refer to today?
Yeah, I grew up in the north, and I grew up in South Downer Memorial College. And I studied in South Downer Memorial College in my secondary school day. And I have this northern attitude that I took from South Downer Memorial College, because South Downer Memorial College was purely more like an Islamic school, you know. And one thing I took from there is that what you do for the right, the left should not know. And that when you do good for your neighbor, and you tell the next neighbor of the good you have done for your neighbor, you have received your reward on earth. When you do good to your left neighbor, and the right neighbor you didn't tell, it is between you and that your neighbor that you have done good to. Your reward is in heaven. I took that. And that is why whatever I do, whether as a deputy governor or then as a legislator, I do it to get my reward in heaven. And that is one virtue that I've continued to imbibe on, and I like doing good. I like affecting people. I'm ready to sacrifice everything to fight oppression. I'm ready to do everything to make sure the least person that is seen as the least person is uplifted even more than I am. And that is one thing I took from South Downer Memorial College, and that's still going with me.
Thank you so very much. Well, you've listened, you've seen, and you definitely agree with me that Right Honorable Philip Shaibu, the Deputy Governor of Edo State, has it, and he has said it all. I would like to say a big thank you to you, sir, for coming on the program.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And he has said, hurry slowly. And of course, they are doing things differently. And in Edo State, it is no longer business as usual. My name remains Habiba Oyege Oyarekwa. Thank you so very much for watching.
Routine immunization is the regular immunization given at the health centers to children who are below 1 year of age. The negative news that vaccination is targeted at reducing the population of our people is not correct. As governor, I have the responsibility to protect the lives of the people of Edo State. So I am appealing to you to immunize your children. Parents and caregivers, please take your children who are under 1 year of age to the nearest health center. I also join other stakeholders on immunization in Edo State and in Nigeria at large to assure you that immunization is good, safe, and not harmful. Immunize your child today for a greater tomorrow. I am your Governor, Godwin Obaseki-led.